about structure of sentences. Structures of sentences are basically simple, compound and complex sentences. Now there are some points which we should remember before studying structure of sentences. Number 1, clauses, independent clause and dependent clause, conjunctions, coordinating and subordinating conjunctions. So these are the two main aspects while doing simple, complex and compound sentences. Let's learn what clauses are and its type. So a clause is comprised of a group of words which includes a subject and a finite verb. So in a clause, there must be a subject and a verb. A clause contains only one subject and one verb. The subject of a clause can be mentioned or hidden. However, the verb must be apparent and distinguishable. For example, I graduated last year. This is a one clause sentence where I is the subject, graduated is the verb, and the remaining part of the sentence. The two types of clauses are independent clause and dependent clause. Let's study further about these two. So, there are some basic differences between independent clause and dependent clause. Let's study them. For independent clause, it can stand alone as a sentence, whereas a dependent clause cannot stand as a sentence. On another hand, independent clause expresses a complete thought in itself, but a dependent clause must be added to an independent clause. Following are some examples. Now let's study about the unique structure for simple, compound and complex sentence. For simple sentence, the structure is subject plus verb plus complement, which makes a simple sentence. For example, she smiled. The two words she and smiled, she here is a subject, smiled is a verb. So the entire sense is complete here. For compound sentence, two or more simple sentences joined by coordinating and punctuation. So for compound sentence, we should have a coordinating conjunction joining two or more simple sentences. For example, she smiled, comma, and she laughed. In case of complex sentence, there must be an independent idea or clause and a dependent idea or clause in a sentence. For example, she smiles when she is happy. So she smiles is joined with she is happy with the subordinating conjunction when. Now let's study further about simple sentence. So the simple sentence defines a simple sentence is a sentence composed of one independent clause. Okay. For example, James ate avocado very fast. So independent clause, James ate, the avocado is the object and very fast is the modifier. Next we have compound sentence. A sentence with two independent clauses or two simple sentences which is joined with coordinating conjunction. The conjunctions are as follows, which are coordinating conjunctions and should be used while doing compound sentence: and, but, so, nor, or, yet. Except for a very short sentence, conjunctions are always preceded by a comma. For example, I speak English, but my friend tried to speak German. So here we are getting two ideas, two independent clauses which is joined by coordinating conjunction but. Alex played football, so Mary went shopping. Again we are getting two independent clauses and which is joined together with a punctuation comma and so. Is the party on Friday or is it on Saturday? So it is again joined with conjunction or. Now for knowing compound sentences, it is very important we know what are the coordinating conjunction. So there are basically there are 7 conjunctions, coordinating conjunctions, which can be remembered with the simple word fanboys, where each letter stands for a conjunction, like F for fan, A for and, N for nor, B for but, O for or, Y for yet, and S for so. So these conjunctions are normally used in compound sentences. Next we have a complex sentence. A complex sentence has an independent clause and also a dependent clause. The dependent clause begins with subordinating conjunction. Well, there are plenty of subordinating conjunctions, but there are some few given which are normally used while doing a complex sentence. Some examples of coordinating conjunctions are after, although, because, before, even though, however, if, since, so that, unless, when, while, and whenever. So this subordinating conjunction often is placed before the sentence to make it a complex sentence, or it is used in between the clauses. For example, I washed the car after I came home. So I washed the car is joined with I came home with a subordinating conjunction after. He went to see a doctor because he was sick. So again, we are getting two clauses which is joined by a subordinating conjunction. So there are a few more examples of complex sentence. A complex sentence, as we already know, is a combination of a dependent clause and an independent clause which is joined by subordinating conjunction when, because, even though, if, until. So the first sentence reads, when I got home from work yesterday, I watched TV for an hour. So the beginning of the sentence is with a conjunction, making it a complex sentence. I love to travel because I get to meet a lot of interesting people. So again, we are using the subordinating conjunction in between the two sentences. Again, subordinating conjunction in sentence number 3 falls in the beginning of the sentence. Even though the exam was quite difficult, all the students passed. Thank you everyone. Hope the session was quite interesting.